350, 400.
Yeah.
Pretty good. All right, so we are back live. We are here. We were talking about basketball. I ain't opening up nothing else now. Uh, but we talked about Dawn getting her trophy. Got her. Brittany Griner got her jersey retired in Waco. And the reason I
And
wanted
I'm
to, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm sure Kim Malarkey did not show up. You trashy individual.
So that's why I was
Trash.
saying it's interesting that this happened. We knew that this was going to happen after Kim Mulkey left. She has stayed away from this topic. Basically, she's always kind of had an issue with Brittany Griner for whatever reason. We don't know why, but they never had the best relationship. Oh, come on. Yeah, they never had the best relationship. So, and then, when Griner went through all that stuff that she went through overseas, Kim Mulkey refused to comment on it. She never retired her
Her
jersey.
name is Kim Malarkey because she be on Malarkey.
So, winning, I always say winning cures all. And this was a big deal until she won at LSU. And that kind of got her off the hook. So, well deserved for Brittany Griner. No matter what you think of her personal stances on the basketball court, she deserved to have her jersey retired. Got him a championship and everything. So shout out to her.
Yeah. And I mean, at the same time, you also have to be very real about things. You're right. You're winning basketball games, so do what you want to. But as much as you win in basketball games, is doing whatever you want to. The person's character. We talked about Dawn for a very long time. Her character has been very present. Kim, your character is for everyone to see as well. And I'll leave it there. We saying positive things.
No, it's Black History Month. Now, Kim can't do, Dawn can't do, we talking about it.
Oh,
Dawn can't do, Dawn can't act like Kim Mulkey can without getting backlash, right? If Dawn were to act like Kim and say,
though, either.
That's not the one if she would or wouldn't.
The
point is she can't because of extenuating circumstances beyond her control. And Kim, it's like Black women are viewed as difficult and demanding, but white women are viewed as feisty when they have the exact same.
But ain't women supposed to stick together? Ain't that like?
When white women ever stuck with anything black? Ooh, there's a joke there about rappers and athletes, but I can't say it. But I said it anyway.
And I'm going to drink Crown and ginger beer to that. This portion of the podcast is brought to you by Crown Royal and Fever Tree Ginger Beer.
And Marcus Garvey. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we
turn my click up, dog.
We going to go straight to the NBA, man. And of course, for Friday to Friday, this is their spring break. The NBA gets All-Star weekend and All-Star off. Before we start, I really wish I want to play this video, but I'm not going to. We're just gonna talk about it. The stars. Wait.
We got one more thing we have to talk about with women's college basketball. There's no way I can't have this conversation. As a person who's been a proponent of women's college basketball, and as much as I've been a proponent of women's college basketball, I have been whatever the exact opposite of for men's college basketball. If you look right now, your D1 3-point shooters, 4 of your top 5 D1 shooters are women. 3 of your top 5 2-point shooters are women. 4 of the top 5 leaders in points per game are women, and the overall NCAA leading scorer is a woman. These women are just providing better things to watch. Caitlin Clark and Juju Watkins are crazy.
Yeah.
They just play more interesting basketball. They play more watchable basketball, and I continue to tell my friends, "Hey, man, I know that y'all want to think that men's college basketball is a better product. It's just not. It's just not." And this is the type of thing that proves it. If you really want to watch a watchable basketball game, women's college basketball is where you should be.
Well, the thing about women's college basketball, and we talked about it before, and make sure I just adjusted the mic. Make sure we talked about it before was Women's college basketball plays like the WNBA. They play 4 quarters. I don't think they have a 48-second or 36-second shot clock or nothing like that. It's pretty much mirrored after the WNBA, where I don't want to diminish what the women are doing, but their game flows a lot better in the women's sport, where the men's, when you have two halves and you have
35-second shot clock,
36-second shot clock, and you have, again, Adam Silver said this at All-Star Weekend, they have to sit down with the new commissioner of the NCAA of men's college basketball. You have to sit down and figure that out, because the G League and all of that has destroyed men's college basketball. And NIL, we already played the college basketball coach that don't want to talk about it. Like, he's like, man, I can't even talk to nobody. They got to get me on campus. I got to pay somebody to have a conversation. You know what I mean? So women's college basketball, through almost accident, is set up for success in today's sports climate. And the NBA is kind of taking the reins of that.
Women have, where college football has probably gone too far, and men's basketball has not gone far enough. Women's college basketball, honestly, is the sweet spot of competition and money. Like, they found that balance of, hey, we're gonna put together, like, the WNBA has probably a harder time. Like, they're competing with women's college basketball. And women's college basketball, that's where you see all the stars. That's where they're making all the money, and they're still giving you the best product. Like, that's, if you're in sales or marketing, that's what you want to do. I want to have all the money, and I want to give you the best product available. And they do that consistently. And the men just, I don't know what the men are doing. I don't know how you can be a part of the NCAA and look at how men's college basketball is going and be like, oh, we're doing a good job. It sucks.
Well, so the point I was making about the scoring, and I don't want to rain on the parade, but the men's college basketball game is slow. Like, right now, I'm watching Iowa State versus Houston. They play 2 20-minute halves. They just started the second half. It is 28-25.
Why are you watching that?
Because there's literally nothing else on. There's nothing.
James Spader in the Blacklist. There are 10 seasons. If y'all haven't,
I can't watch that in pod. I need something with no conversation. So, but what I'm saying is, you see this. So women's college basketball has literally the second best women's talent in the world playing in college basketball, and the men have 4th, 5th, maybe. Right? They got 6-year seniors. They're getting out of that. But my other point is, women's college basketball's popularity is just now starting to take off. When I say take off in modern sports today. So with that being said, the way that it's rising is kind of like the SEC when it started. I liken women's college basketball to, they're in the 3rd year. Their first year was the 2 undefeated teams, it was South Carolina and somebody. Then the second, UConn, I think. And the second year was,
you had Notre Dame in there. You got your
Ivy's mom. And then the second year was kind of like last year with South Carolina and LSU and all of that stuff, and Iowa and all that. So now you're really starting to take off. So all the problems that they're gonna have, it now. It's just like we talked about in football. SEC is buying Lamborghini trucks, where men's football is buying Lamborghini trucks, where the women's basketball is buying Everybody Beats headphones. But they only about three years away from a Lamborghini truck now.
Oh, now you're right. No. Lamborghini trucks. You're right. That's for your boy. But now Angel Reese, she had that Benz. That's a big Benz she's driving now. Let's be very clear. It ain't a Lambo, but
Angel Reese is the face of the SEC in terms of women's basketball. Carson Beck, you just said, ain't that good. Like, so
valid point.
So
now shake your hand. When you make a good point, I'm respect. You got it.
Yeah, man. So, but I say all that to say it's coming though. Now, because South Carolina undefeated again, and we keep pulling up this women's basketball is better. WNBA, y'all on the clock. Y'all got to fit. And y'all really, my last point, WNBA and the NCAA, women's NCAA basketball could really be the case study for how to do college athletics and pro athletics and everybody get paid and everybody still be competitive and have a good product. The NBA and the NCAA for men's basketball need to take note. If they figure this out, which they're way past y'all and figuring it out, y'all can take note and figure it out and make a better product.
So this is the thing that I will say is very important for men's college basketball and NBA. Y'all need to sit together and figure out how y'all can help each other, because one of the things that nobody has really paid attention to is the G League Ignite. G League Ignite team, that's supposed to be like the team in waiting. That's for all the guys who are skipping the one and done. You play for G League Ignite, and then you go right into the NBA. That team is 6-31. That team is terrible. And
but they played for like 2 years though. Like Scoot was there for 2 years, right? Yeah, 2 years.
But that team is supposed to be good. That team is supposed to be all your guys who are saying, "Hey, I'm skipping college. I'm good enough. We're gonna come in and be good." And honestly, even the players who come out of the G League Ignite, they've been okay. Like Scoot is okay. Jalen Green is okay. But none of these players, like the case study isn't showing that, hey, at this point, G League Ignite is actually the right answer.
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
we just keep on rocking.
We'll keep on rocking. So, that was great, man. Let's get to the NBA before I get kicked off. So, Kevin Durant, easy money sniper. Started off shooting. Maybe you're not there. There he is. Yep. Nor Wizzle.
Recording in progress.
Still here.
Yeah, there he is. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. But we starting off with Kevin Durant, man. Kevin Durant was out there shooting at the. Is that a City Girl? The names always confuse
Young Miami.
Real bad, isn't that what he said? And he a rapper now. So hey, he out there. He checking off the boxes. Woo, double entendre.
And you just named the episode, checking off the boxes.
With Kevin Durant giving her a hug.
If y'all see that video, that is the homecoming video for all single people.
Bruh.
I want to hug her because I know she smells good. But I probably should be hugging her because I don't know her man exactly, but it's not that many degrees of separation, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't probably have
her man. Listen, you offer her a breath of fresh air. She done just left Diddy, and all of that stuff was going on when they were.
Hey, left.
I think she's quiet, and I don't say she's not with him.
There's a difference in being quiet and leaving.
Yeah, I don't think she's dealing with him anymore. If she were to get caught, it would be career suicide until all of that is cleared up.
When do you think was the last time that she got a text from him? No. That's
the
wrong question.
I was about to say today.
When was the last time that she sent him a text? It's not
yesterday. Yesterday.
Oh, okay. Then, bro, I don't care what y'all think. As long as when I text her or she texts me still regularly, I don't care what y'all think.
You would say the same thing about Kevin Durant. That wasn't I just saw. That's hey, we've already been communicating. That's the hug you. That's not the October text. That's the June text. Heard you going.
Gyms away. Please.
That's the June text.
I'm happy to see you. I needed you.
Yeah, that's the June text. That ain't the February welcome. That's November. Sure. When all that stuff when all that dropped around Christmas, that was New Year's. Yo,
I know everything was big crazy.
Come on, Future.
I want to make sure you
new year, new you, right? Hey, new me too. What's up? We can meet in Vegas.
Hey, bro, I ain't even trying to come between y'all, but if you just need a place to lay your head,
there's a joke there too. But I'm trying to come between.
You need to talk.
Can't say that.
Hey. If you need somebody to talk to, bro, at the end of the day, you know, I got you. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Bruh. You let the game write itself. Let her write the game. You just follow the script. It ain't that. Moving on, man. But yeah, so Easy Money Sniper was out there. Easy Money Sniper. All
parties involved, thoughts and prayers. I try to get. Yeah.
Staley. Now he is tough. That song with him with Staley. Y'all gonna hear it on the intro. You probably already heard it on the intro. That's tough. Or outro. I can't remember which one it's gonna be. But it's tough though.
That's the intro. I want to be very clear, man, because I do want to say that. Like, I've heard a lot of athletes attempt to rap. Now, I think that Kevin Durant probably has all of the Madden sliders. Like, he's definitely calling Trey, like, listen to this. Nah, I think he wrote it, but I think he wrote it with something like, hey, man, I can't mess around here. I'm Kevin Durant. I'm Easy Money Sniper. Off the court and on the court, clearly.
And I respond to all DMs, so...
And on top of that, I have been a person who's executive produced a couple, like, at least one album. Because he was on the Drake album. So, like, I can't come in here playing. So I need y'all to, like, be honest with me. But it's got to be fire. We got to collectively come up with some fire. And he did. I'm not disappointed. He's rapping. He's rapping.
He's in his bag, dog.
And there are rappers who are not rapping like this.
No, it's tough. It's tough. So yeah, they're shooting he's shooting. He's shooting on the court, shooting in the booth, shooting in the ear. He's shooting, bro. Out there. Tyrese Halliburton.
Boxes. What you talking about, man?
Hey, Tyrese Halliburton. Oh, did you freeze again?
I'm frozen, but that's a fantastic photo. I kind of want to snip this.
Tyrese Halliburton
years in the back.
Basically said Wally Zerbiak is the reason that
I'm still here.
And I could say the reason, but he gave him a lot of motivation to become an all-star. He basically, remember Wally Zerbiak said you deserve to be an all-star, a fake all-star, overrated. And shout out to Halliburton's dad, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to make everybody else, you're trying to make your child's path as smooth as possible. He definitely went over there and did damage control after Tyrese Halliburton cussed him smooth out. And went over there like, now, it was just in the game. You said something, he addressed you now. Don't leave it, But Tyrese didn't really take it as lightly as his father did or try to smooth it over. He was like, I want all the
I appreciate classy black parents. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what my church members want me to tell you. But I'm also not one to be played with. So I'm going to be very clear. We're going to lead with love. Because this is from an anointed household. But I'm going to tell you right now, you play with my son again, you're playing with your life. And that's fine because he finna have 20 points to 20 assists and 0 turnovers. While it's there, you could never do that. So I'm going to need you to do what they call shutting the hell up.
Bruh. He had a better career than Wally Zerbiak. Well, Wally won a championship.
In a season.
But in a season, he had a better career than Wally Zerbiak in a season. So,
and I appreciate the athletes who are like, hey man, I take what these people really say about me, and I don't take it personally, but I use that as an opportunity to make myself better. And
I like that. That's tough. That's admirable. I like Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, like, nah, say it to my face right now. Yeah, because Russell Westbrook, it's like, dang, you don't watch anime, so Attack on Titan it's over. But it's like, bruh, you don't realize that, bruh, you talking shit and you 5'10". 6'4" on the basketball court look like 6'7" to regular people.
But I mean, I'm notorious not against violence. Like, every now and then, I gotta be your Huckleberry just so you know, like, hey, I'm not playing with you. I don't really want to do this. But every now and it's a rush. It feels good sometimes. So, hey man, you keep talking and no, let's talk it. Let's get to it. Every now and then you just need that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that was tough though. So,
I'm gonna leave that right there.
Yeah, I saw where it was going. So you had the pregame going on with Kevin Durant addressing everything, Tyrese Halliburton. Then you had the Saturday, which was the dunk contest, the skills challenge, the 3-point contest, and the celebrity basketball game. Celebrity basketball game, Micah Parsons had 37 points, 16 rebounds, 4 blocks, 2 steals on 31 shots, and won MVP. Damn it,
Oh,
Sneaky.
my bad. I didn't mean to say that out
Sorry,
loud.
Sneaky. And then Kai Cenat was pissed off because he didn't get he was funny. Don't nobody people starting not like you, bro. Older folks. Dame won the 3-point contest.
Yeah, right around the time you start disrespecting Killer Mike, you start playing with Michael Render, people not, and then you know.
Dame
Who
won
is
the
that?
3-point contest, and then you had the dunk contest, and then you had Sabrina and Steph. Where you want to start? Let's start with the skills contest. Skills. Pacers won, right? That's who you picked.
That's 6. I owed you 6.
Yeah, we even right now.
Yeah, okay, cool. Clear. Feels good. That's washed. Like I told you, I knew the pace. I'm not gonna say I knew because it didn't play out how I thought it was gonna play out. I mean, it did. Honestly, it did. It played it out exactly kind of how we talked about it, but I just didn't think that it was. We knew that team with Anthony Edwards was not. It was gonna be terrible.
But they couldn't shoot at all.
Terrible.
At all. But Trae Young, I said on this show on Saturday, I said, hey, I'm picking y'all to win the skills challenge. You like shooting from half court. Don't fuck this up. You remember I said that? I looked right in the camera like this, and I said, Trae, don't fuck this up.
That thing brick by brick, too.
Bruh, they were good. They were good in the first little challenge they had where you go up and down the court. They were good. They were the best shooters it wasn't even close. They ran away with the shooting. But then they got to the half court shot, and that's what you're supposed to specialize in. And bro, Trae wasn't close, bro. And I was like, well, this is gonna happen. I don't even think he hit it. Matter of fact, I think it was Scotty Barnes that hit the 3 or something like that.
He did, and Trae Young has got to be the most frustrating superstar. And for him to be on our team, I think it's like a multiplier times like 4. Because Trae is known for being a shooter. Trae's not a shooter. He's not. And we're going to talk about it more here later in the podcast. He's just not a shooter. He's an average shooter. He's a regular shooter. He shoots as good as the guys who are shooters in the NBA. But he's not an elite shooter. It's not like you can talk about him, and then other guys and like, oh, no, Trae's a better shooter than the guys who really shoot that shit regularly. He just falls in line with those guys.
The only reason I disagree from a numbers-wise, you're right. I mean, numbers-wise, he's a regular 3-point shooter. But Trae also, versus those guys are regular shooters taking regular shots. Trae takes a lot of difficult shots by his own merit. I'm not absolving him for taking the shots, but he takes, like, because we watch it. You and I watch it when Trae actually just dribbles to the 3-point line and shoots. You be like, dang, he got 40 points. He got 22 and 17 in the first half on 4-6 shooting. But then he starts shooting from half court and taking the step back and falling out of bounds because he started doing all that Josh Smith shit, and that's when his shit go down. That's when the shooting percentage go down. If he just play basketball, 25 and 15. He Halliburton. He's Halliburton-esque if he plays basketball. There was a conversation that we had
because we was like, as good as Halliburton is, and I watched Halliburton play, he doesn't have the same level of control that Trae has. When Trae is in his bag, it's like him playing 2K. Mm-hmm. He's gonna make you do something, and when you do it, he's going to react off of that. But Trae's ego gets in his way. And like that's the reason I've been ready for Trae to go for 3 or 4 years. I think he's like I told y'all at least 2 or 3 years ago. I think he's the best facilitator in the NBA by hands and feet. I don't think there's anybody who's even close, honestly, when it comes to pure facilitation and manipulation of an offense. There is not a soul in this NBA that's close to Trae Young. But his ego pops up, and then he's got to shoot from everywhere. And you're like, bro, just stop. Just stop. Like. I wish we had a Draymond or somebody who would just choke him.
Punch him in the face.
Yeah, like I hate to say it, but That's what he really needs, and we're never gonna get that in Atlanta. Is somebody to be like, bro, stop. Like we all need at least one person. At least me, I wild out from time to time. I need somebody to tap me on the shoulder and be like, hey, bro, you're going too far. And I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm notorious for going too far. I'm gonna back up. Straight be like, I'm gonna shoot that shit. Nobody asked you to shoot that. That drives me crazy.
My bad. I just got a notification of a brawl erupting in a handshake line between Texas A&M I don't know what COMM is, but Texas A&M, COMM, and Incarnate Word, Commerce. They had this is a 7-minute video. They've been fighting for 7 minutes.
Wait. So y'all will see that next week. Y'all remember, like, follow, subscribe. That's how we will start the show.
Pregame. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, so back with
and put that in the group.
Skills challenge. Skills challenge was tough. I am a proponent of them changing the order. Y'all got to put the 3-point contest and all of that at the end. I understand why you have the dunk contest at the end, because back in the day and all the way up really until Stephen Curry, Wardell, if you want to call him that, decided to just change basketball forever. It was about the dunk contest. The dunk contest, Aaron Gordon, all of that was good. Now that Steph is here and the stars really don't play in the dunk contest, there's no reason to have that as the last thing. Because it was boring. This week was boring. This was terrible.
There are people who get paid tons of money who already know that. That is done and done. When it really comes down to it, this will be the last time that you see the dunk contest be at the end. Dunk contest might be the first thing that they do. They might do that about 12:50.
Do that. Yeah, swap it out with the celebrity game. Hell, I watched the celebrity game before I watched the dunk contest.
That is about to be the JV game.
Bruh, that was so
shout
bad.
Shout out to 2-time winner Matt McClung.
That boy, you know how bad, we both did. You know how bad you had to be to lose to a person that did dunks from last year? He had that one, the first dunk should have been a 50. And then the other dunks, he did them last year. And y'all still couldn't win. Man, Jaylen Brown, bro, you from Atlanta or the metropolitan area. Listen, you can't go out there. Yeah, he is. But Atlanta don't, we know how to cover our eyes. What kind of D Browns? Shooters. You got a lot of hoopers and you got a lot of dunkers, but you don't have no, like.
You're right.
Other than lethal shooter, ain't really nobody
out there. You kind of do both. But and shout out to Lethal Shooter. He had a hell of a
yeah, he was everywhere.
Had a hell of an all-star. He was everywhere with everybody. But yeah, I mean, you got the dunk master guys. I forgot the rest of the guys who really dunked the ball. And when we see those, we put them in the Splashcast versus the World group. If anybody interested in joining that, please like, follow, subscribe, holler at the kid. But there are people who still dunk the ball at a high level. So if nobody wants to do it anymore, shout out to LeBron James and Anthony Edwards not being
LeBron James. I told you, I blame it on him. He's the one. He's the one.
I think it's Steph. These kids
LeBron did. If LeBron had done the dunk contest, it would have kept the tradition going of it being kind of like a rite of passage, especially for a wing. I can see if it ain't a guard, but a wing, like, come on, you had T-Mac, Vince Carter, Kobe, everybody that you that you are better than.
I will say that it does. Like, if you
business wise, yeah.
I'm a person who says that I think that LeBron James is probably the second best player in the NBA, but I also think that he has to be very quiet when Stephen Curry's around. And I think that this lends itself to you have to be quiet when Steph Curry's around.
Not in 2003. He could have done the dunk contest in 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. Steph Curry got drafted in 2009.
You're right. I mean, you're right. But this, you not doing it, and then the game kind of changing. And I mean, let's be real here. Steph has come up with his own All-Star event with the Sabrina versus Steph.
Well, yeah. So once you get to 30, like, LeBron, that 30. When he got to 30, that's 12 years in the league. That's Miami and Cleveland. So you can't really do that. So it's over with. And then you add on that Steph has changed the game, ain't really nothing else you can do. But I think LeBron is to blame because he's the one that didn't do it anymore. That was it.
I don't hate it. You and Stephen A. Smith said that. So.
I didn't know he said that. I've been saying that for a long time. So you had the dunk contest. Who else was in the dunk contest? It was terrible. It was who won it? I don't remember.
Jaylen Brown, Jacob Toppin, Mac McClung. Those are your 4 people. Jacob Toppin, not terrible, serviceable dunker. I think that he's running into the same issue as his brother, which is not like the best issue. I felt like Obi was a decent basketball player, just buried on the Knicks, and playing behind the Knicks' best player. And I think he's a decent player now for the Pacers. I think that Jacob is probably the same thing. Decent dunker. I think that, between his dad being an elite dunker, wherever he was, and Obi also, Obi can dunk the ball. Let's be real here. He had a lot of help. He has a lineage of people who, do that at an elite level. And he was okay, but Mac McClung, that's his bag. That's what Mac McClung does better than everybody else. He dunks the ball, and he's 6'2". So he's the same height as Donovan Mitchell. He's the same height as Trae Young. All of those guys are around the same height, and Mac McClung just
dunked over everybody. So Mac McClung got it.
Yep.
So, that's really what it was. And then, you're right back. And then, I watched it just because it was the end, and I guess the NBA marketing team was like, well, they already watched Steph and them. They'll probably watch this. But I can guarantee you look at the analytics. Nobody care about that. So you need to put that as second.
But I will say that I think that they said that 50% more people watched it, but they watched it for Steph and Sabrina, not for the dunk contest.
Oh, yeah. So then you had the 3-point contest, which was Dame, Trae, and a bunch of other people. Trae Young he actually almost won this. If you really want to be honest, Trae kind of got robbed because Karl Anthony Towns' foot was on the line multiple times. Yeah. I ain't gonna say got robbed from Dame. Dame might be the best distance shooter. Steph is the best shooter of all time. But Dame was hitting them 35-footers like it was a free throw. In the game, in practice. I
don't want to hear. Cool story, distance. But if they don't have a 4-point line, you just shooting threes you making your own job more difficult.
It's only difficult if you're not good at it. Dame is the second best shooter in the NBA. Yeah. So, well, maybe, second. Out of Clay's. I don't know what else the last thing y'all heard, but Sabrina and Steph was really the premier event. The 3-point contest was entertaining. But Sabrina came out there. She hit 10 straight? I was like, whoo!
Let's full stop. Congratulations. You are a sniper. You are a shooter. Where I come from, we call that a shooter of that shit. If we pass you the ball, you gonna shoot it and you gonna make it. She can shoot it, and I don't want to hear anything about she shot with a women's ball. Hey, if y'all think that y'all can shoot, find y'all shooters, give them women's ball, and I want to see how many gonna beat Sabrina. I think the list is short. I think the list is shorter than Trae Young.
I still stand by my statement that on Saturday when I said, yeah, she's going to be shooting with a women's ball. So just mathematically it gives her a little bit of an edge. But, bruh.
But she also shot from the men's range.
Yeah, that's fair. But I'm going to tell you, once she hit number 5 in a row, that shit went out the window. I was like, bruh, she ain't hitting the rim. Like everybody else that was shooting was kind of hitting. That mug was dropping straight through. It looked like the net was splashing. Like
And you like, oh, and I'm gonna tell you, okay, first of all, everything that I thought and believed and I told you was true. The 66% of the people believe they're bad on Sabrina because they knew the razzle dazzle was in effect. That I think the 66%, the house had to change. They had to you know how every now and then, once the bets go so far in one direction, because everybody knew the jig, which really like to me always makes me think about Vegas. Like everything to me think.
Yep. Technical difficulties right now. Norwood has unplugged the microphone. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Splashcast. We are wasting time as Norwood has to reconfigure the settings, and now he's mute, and we cannot hear him at all. So therefore, he has now gone from microphone to headphones to mute.
Everything has fallen apart in the last like 3 seconds. Okay, so let me be very clear.
Sabrina, INS.
Like, yeah, traumatic. Like the noise cancellation is kind of coming in and out now. It's whatever. We're at the end, but yeah, I think that so many people thought like I thought. It swung the bet. They said 66% of people bet on Sabrina, which I thought I was being smart. You know, I came on here like, oh no, let me tell you about my tinfoil. It ain't a tinfoil revelation if everybody thinks the same way that you do. Then it just becomes like common knowledge.
And then it went from common knowledge to hold my beer. See, when out there hit that 27, and I was like, ooh. Now, they didn't average about 24. 26 was the high in the men's three-point contest.
26 puts her in the second round of the men's. Let's
26,
be very real here.
She got 27. She won the three-point contest. If she would have go to the three, she would have won. Right. But Steph came right out there and said, yeah, when I missed that second 5-pointer, I was like, I knew I had to turn it up. And he hit like 9 in a row. It was like, bruh, like once he hit the first 4 out of 5, and then 8 out of 10, and then was like, now I'm going to turn it up. I was like, oh, he had 15 with 3 racks to go. I was like, bruh, bruh, it was so easy.
You can tell that he's an elite golfer. Is like he can slow play you. And like I said like he's not going to embarrass her. And he knew, like I don't know, man. I respect Steph more now than ever before because it seems like he just waits until it's my time, and then I'm not gonna miss anymore. Like I'm kind of playing with y'all, and I leave some room for error, and then when it's time for me to go into Steph Curry mode, bro, just leave me. It's like Mahomes. When I'm going to that next level, it's Jordan mode. When Jordan can't hit.
It's Jordan mode with no defenders. That's why I was like, bro, like y'all telling me this man is the greatest shooter of all time with 7-foot million people jumping in his face, and y'all want him to bet against him with nobody in front of him? He's just gonna go out there and shoot the ball? He hit 113 straight. Like, bro, sure, I love INSQ. I was with you. I was like, bro, anybody else you would win, but I was like, Steph, I think y'all can go back on Saturday Morning Live and you can see the trying to figure it out. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, bro, I really want to go with INSQ, and I really wanted to, but I was like, bro, if she hit 20, what really was the deciding factor was for me was when they said she hit 20 straight. I was like, bro, if she hit 20 straight, then Steph gonna hit 22. If she hit 30, Steph gonna hit 32, because at that point it looked so. And I believe it even more now that I've watched it, because he looked so easy. It looked so, he was jogging, falling back when you shoot, like he's shooting a sock into the laundry basket. That's what it looked like. He's I'm like, bro, get out of here.
At the house playing on a bucket, I'm gonna make
at the All-Star game.
That's the part where, hey, Steve Curry, y'all gotta figure something out. He makes basketball look too easy.
And if I'm Dame, I'm mad as hell.
And I'm gonna tell you another person. Tomahawk James. When LeBron gets really moving fast and just decides to run down the lane and dunk the ball, I don't care if he's 14 or 40. you better shut the fuck up and get out of the way.
And that's why you be mad at him. Cause like, bro, why you shooting fadeaway threes? You can't nobody stop you, bro.
Yo, Tomahawk James is the scariest player I've ever seen in my life,
bro.
When he really good, full freight train, nothing you can do.
That should be hairline and shoulders. That's all that be, bro. Hairline and shoulders coming right down the lane. Fire! You be like, damn.
And please follow the Splashcast Twitter. I said that. I said, oh yeah, Tomahawk James is crazy.
But Steph, bro, like, ain't nothing you can do. And then, you know, that's what I was gonna say. If I was Dame, I'd be big mad. You know why? Because I just won the 3-point contest. Don't nobody care. Like, we ain't talked about it after he won it. We talked about it a little bit because he won both to be the first one. They talked about that, and don't nobody care. Steph came out there and said, you know, I could have won this if I wanted to. Right? You scored 26. Here's a smooth 32 for y'all. Just to let you know, I ain't really warm up or nothing. Y'all done had I could do this if I wanted to, but I'm not.
Let's be real. My light work probably gets you out of the vein, and she's a girl. Like, real talk.
Did you see the rumors? So they're talking about making this more like a thing. So like, instead of Steph at Sabrina, it'll be Steph and Sabrina. Somebody was like, "What about Steph and Sabrina versus Dame and Caitlin Clark?" And it was like, cause she gonna be in the league next year. I was like, bro, I would watch that and take the dunk contest away. I would watch that. I watch that today. Watch that right now.
Hey, go ahead and record that dunk contest. Put
that on ESPN. What is that? ESPN Plus. Put that on True TV app.
Hey, put the dunk contest on tape delay. Edit it down to what we want to see. All the missed dunks. All of Jaylen Brown doing that foolishness with Castellana. Skip that. Get us right to the point of what we really need to see. And I want to see Steph and Sabrina versus the world. Whoever you got, whoever you think is y'all shooters.
They said they should have Steph just stand at half court and they just run people out like wrestling and he just shoot against them.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they were like, just have him.
And you're gonna lose. And let's be
every
real,
time
you're going to lose.
And Steph is the thing about, and we'll move on because we got to talk about the terrible game. Steph is crazy because if you do something like that, that means you just let him get warmed up. Now he ain't never gonna miss, ever.
We're not gonna talk about this game for very long.
What were your thoughts on this All-Star game? It was 211 to 190 something.
Nobody cares about this. It's become tag football, just like the.
What do you think about Ant Edwards saying, yo, like, I don't think anybody will pretty much play hard in the All-Star game again? That's basically what Ant Edwards said. So, what do you and analysts have responded. They've responded, too. They said, analysts said, yo, like, all right, if you don't care about it, we don't care about it. So, you're at the danger of it becoming the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, there's not a danger. It's there. That's what it is.
Well, the Pro Bowl doesn't have the Saturday activities aren't as good for the Pro Bowl as they are. They're good. I watched it.
You jumped the shark with this. It's over. These guys don't care about it. If they don't care about it, I don't know how to fix it, and it's not my job to fix it. If you guys think that, like, it's a level of hubris that comes with this. You guys don't care about this game enough not to even attempt to do it anymore. Respectfully, fuck you then. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I watched it for the first half, but it was like 100 to 99 in the first half. I was like, oh man, this, like, they weren't playing no defense.
But then also take away All-Star from being an incentive. Give me the money back. Y'all don't care about it no way.
Yeah.
And take that right out of there.
I mean, I will say this was the fans booed Jaylen Brown for dunking. They also booed at the All-Star game. Like, they booed at the trophy ceremony.
All-Star out of their contracts. You don't get no All-Star bonus no more because y'all don't care about it.
Yeah,
you get your contract.
Money. Or, I mean, you can stay. They can still be All-Stars, but I would rather have, like, a tournament to play for 10-day contracts or something like that. I would rather have some meaningful basketball versus them doing nothing. Like, and then for them to come out and say, yeah, we ain't gonna play hard for what? Well then, all right. Well, I don't want to watch it.
That is when you've made too much money. It's the only answer I have is you made too much money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, in 15, 20 years, when people can't make money doing this for whatever reason, I don't want to hear shit from you. And I mean that.
So,
because you could have gone in there just like we all do at our job. Every now and then, it's some BS that they make us do. We put a smile on our face. We do it begrudgingly, but we do it because it's a part of our job, just like me and you. But when you get too big for that, when they don't give you money in the future, I don't want to hear nothing. Oh, we need a CBA. What CBA hell?
yep. So Dame did win the MVP. Shout out to Dame. He was shooting from everywhere, bruh. I mean, I don't know, because we'll continue going back and forth about it. But Luka was taking shots from the opposite free throw line, like just not caring. So the game was kind of a dud. So, but overall, I did like the Saturday activities other than the dunk contest. I liked the dunk contest because I got to laugh at how terrible it was. So it was still entertaining. It was just for their wrong reason, but it was still entertaining to me. So second half of the season, bro, there was a lot of drama at the end of the first half of the season. You had, bench Clay. You had Giannis versus the Bucks. You have fisticuffs are flying. Drew Eubanks versus Isaiah Stewart. That was just a little cherry on top of the drama Sunday at the end.
Wasn't first if you just get punched on.
And then, yeah, you're right. And then Trae Young trade rumors have come out. So all of this drama, they'll have to figure out at the end of the season. To us, we're going to talk about Trae first.
Oh, I mean,
Trae.
I'm an innocent bystander in the Hawks season, so I'll let you lead this conversation. I'll just follow.
I put this in the group, and the first thing you said was, I don't believe it. I listened to Locked on the Hawks, and he said I wrote everything down that I was thinking about this when it came out. And he said almost everything.
Shout out to Brad Rowland.
Brad Rowland.
Excellent guy.
He said everything that I said. First off, you got DeJounte. DeJounte is your second most tradable asset. So more than likely, you would think you would trade DeJounte and keep Trae. Especially after the marketing team has already released this whole... Remember, in December, they had this whole marketing push of Trae and Jalen. We're going to Trae and Jalen it up. We're just going to be built around Trae and Jalen. We're going to put everybody else on the block. And they put everybody else on the block except for Trae and Jalen. They put DeJounte. They put... Hell, I don't think they had Bogey. I think it was Trae, Jalen, and Bogey. Everybody else was available. That was on the Atlanta Hawks affiliated websites that everybody's available. So now that Trae is allegedly available, it's confusing to me. Quinn Snyder came out and said, we don't want to trade DeJounte. Was confusing to me. Now, after you saying you want to build around these things, remember the Hawks have, well, y'all might not know, the Hawks have not come out and said anything. This is all from other people. This is other teams have gotten the feeling that Trae Young will be available in the summer. Cool. There's also the aspect of he's a clutch client. He's got a house in LA. They've been talking about him playing with Anthony Davis being the next guy for the last 2 years. So you have all of it in there, but DeJounte's a clutch client too. Then you have the wrestlers, just from a compensatory view. You traded 3 first-round picks, all that shit for DeJounte. You're also not about to sign Sadiq Bey back. You traded 5 for second-round picks for Sadiq. You did all of this, and now, after spending all that capital on them, then to put them back on the trading block, now you want to trade Trae. So, if any of this is true...
Wait. Also duck the tax. You've also ducked the tax.
Duck the tax.
You dumped good players, namely Kevin Huerter and John Collins, in order to avoid the tax. You made the team worse in order not to pay for it.
To do all of that, just to circle back around to what Travis Schlenk said, I said
That's what I've been waiting on.
I said it
That's
last
what
week.
I have been waiting on.
I said it the week before, and y'all thought I was playing.
That's what I've been waiting on.
The wrestlers need to motherfucking sell this damn team. You put Nick Wrestler and Landry Fields, bro, you look more lost every time you get on TV. Watching you trying to explain.
You don't know what you're doing.
Why you didn't make a move after you did. Everybody's available except for Trey and Jalen.
Brad Rowland, like, will give you the answer of. He's like, oh, well, this team hasn't really managed the assets the way that I would. But
nobody would. Bro, what? So I don't think you would make you wouldn't even force some of these trades on NBA 2K. You could force trades. You couldn't even force them trades no more. Like, there's no way I would force a 3 first-round picks for DeJounte to trade him the next year. Like, or 2 years. Come on, bro. I'm not doing that.
Okay, so let's talk about this. There are a couple of things here. The DeJounte trade, in the hindsight, is not the worst trade.
It is if you trade him right back.
Yes, if you trade it, like, he's not going back. He's not going back to the Spurs. That's dead. But what I'm telling you is the DeJounte trade in the whole scheme of things is not a terrible trade. You traded it for a guy who can play the 1 or 2. You traded it for a guy who's on.
We thought could play the 1 or 2. He can't play the 2. He can't play off the ball. He's basically said it. He said, "Dog, this has been a huge adjustment that I haven't. I'm used to having the ball in my hands. I'm the playmaker."
I agree. I think that there are other guards that he could play with. I think that
not at the 2.
Trey needing the ball so much puts him in a very. Trey is still 70-30. If you had a guard that was 50-50, I think DeJounte is he probably scores a little bit more. He probably has more assists.
Who would be 50-50? That would be that would be a point guard or another point guard on the team. That would be 50-50. Another point guard.
But no. But that's the thing about DeJounte. You don't have to have what we would consider like DeJounte's ability to play the combo guard position point and still facilitate. It allows you to like, and I think that's where the Hawks are kind of getting to now is I don't have to go get another point guard. I can get a guard who can kind of play in the same mold as DeJounte. These combo guards of the NBA. So I can get a guy who could probably get me 7 assists and probably 20 points. Oh, I would like that guy if he could give me 7 assists and 20 points. DeJounte could probably give me somewhere about 20 points and 7 assists. And then I don't have a guy who's 5'3". Like at the end of the day,
go ahead.
Like if Trey wasn't the smallest individual in the NBA, then this probably works a lot better. But what happens is like defensively, we just get crushed. For the last like 3 or 4 years, we've been one of the best offenses in the NBA. But you gotta stop somebody. And we don't stop anybody. And DeJounte is okay being your worst defender or close to your worst defender. But when Trey's your worst defender and then you have DeJounte, then you're barbecue chicken. And that's what happens. We score 140 points. The other team scores 150 points.
I think you conflated a whole lot of discussions into one right there. I think the thing about DeJounte, I don't think he can play the 2. I think DeJounte has to be the 1. I think if Trey were not 6'3", he wouldn't be a 1. I think he would be a 2. I don't, and then that would then to solve your problem of putting DeJounte at the 1 and Trey at the 2. I think DeJounte, as I said before, has said it in so many words that I'm used to having the ball in my hand. I'm used to being the playmaker. I'm used to being the person that facilitates. He's the guy.
Trey for Bradley Beal.
No. I think that puts you in the same position that you hate yourself, the position you're in now. That's even less defense. That's even less defense.
I feel like our
and Bill don't play. Bill be hurt.
You're right. Yeah,
he's hurt now. you if you want to keep DeJounte,
Anthony Simons for Trey.
Man, not for Trey. No, you'd have to give me a whole lot more.
Well, yeah, that's the other part is people are upset about the DeJounte trade and the draft picks. if we're trading Trey, I would expect to get either a elite player, like a top 20 player, or give me draft picks and a player.
Who are you gonna get in a you? We know we can name the top 20 now. Who in the top 20 are they gonna give up for Trey? In the top 20, in all positions. That's the top 4 at every position.
It depends on teams. Like
you could get Paul George. You could probably get Paul George, and a whole lot of other pieces. Terrence Mann.
I don't.
You could get
now if you're talking pieces. See, that's the other part. If you're talking Clippers, they got enough pieces to make it work. I want Paul George, and I want Mann. Yeah, because Paul George would be my 2, DeAndre Hunter at my 3, Jalen at my 4, Clinton Okongwu at my 5, 6.
But my point is, so out of the top, you could get Paul George, assuming we're assuming Paul George is top 20, right? That's what we're assuming. If we were to go through it, I don't know if he would be up there. He might be 22, but I mean, I'm not gonna.
Sure, but I take it.
But so out of that, I mean, Brooklyn, you may be able to get Mikal Bridges, but I don't think they're gonna give him up for Trey. They'd rather pair him with Trey. So you're not gonna get Mikal Bridges. New York, you ain't gonna. You can get Julius Randle. No, you won't, because they got Jalen Brunson. You're not gonna get anybody from New York.
And I don't honestly think the trade market is that big.
Orlando would be a good place for him to go, but you'd have to, and you could get all the pieces you want. Orlando and Paolo, crazy. Houston.
I'm gonna tell you that as Banchero and Trey is not enough. Like, no, because you would have to give me Isaac and not Mo. What's the other bottom there?
Franz.
Yeah, give me Franz and Isaac and one of the guards and a draft pick, and you can get Trey.
So that's not a 20. That's not a top 20 player. So you're not gonna get really anybody back because Trey has to be paired with somebody. Like, you can't just put Trey on a team.
That's that's the kind of realization that I've come to with everything is.
But that's everybody in the league. There's no one-person team.
Trey being in Atlanta makes him in the first position. He needs to be in the second position. As long as he's in the first position, his team is never going to be able to survive. It's going to be this.
I don't know where he would be the second position. You could trade him to... There's no team that doesn't have... You would have to build all the pieces around him. I mean, Portland would be good. Because you could put Scoot at the 2, but you still be in that same situation he in now. You have a bunch of pieces around him and Scoot. You'd have Ayton, Trey, and Scoot. Or I don't think that the market for Trey. Let's be real here. The market for Trey is not. Really before you talk about the market, there's no reason for you to ever bring up DeAndre dominating, eliminating, invisible. He ain't nothing. He ain't there. They play 4 on 5. He said my name is dominating. First off, you can't. I told you
that right in the group. I said, y'all see this here? I said,
first off, I told y'all about Ayton when he was in Phoenix, and you were like, no, he's good. He's 25 and 5, 25 and 10, 25 and 12. I said, cool. He can get all them points. I also told you Ayton has the quietest 20 and 15 that you'll ever see.
You did, Reggie. What did I tell you when Giannis Antetokounmpo
folded him like a wet cardboard box? Got him out there.
I said, bro, I ain't never seen nobody get 50 strictly on twos.
Twos with no free throws. That boy can't shoot free throws and got 50. Can't shoot. Boy, he shacked you. Shaq.
The only person who had more twos is Jay-Z when he had 22 twos and reasonable doubt. Ain't nobody had that since then. And we watched that. And it was uncomfortable for me to watch Giannis just destroy
Shaq dunking on Chris Dudley.
He went right to Portland. Oh, yeah, they call me dominating. And I said, who? Who has ever called you dominating?
He could have said that in the East. Nope, he couldn't have said that in the East. He couldn't have said that nowhere.
Okay. But as far as us and the Hawks and Trey, I'm gonna be honest. I think that Reggie is probably close to where I am now. We're innocent bystanders until Landry Fields, Kyle Korver, and the wrestler family figure out what they want to do with this team. Only thing that you can do is watch it like a movie and say, all right, well, cool story. We'll see how this plays out. But let's be real here. Quinn Snyder is not coaching this team to the level that our prior coaches have coached it to. Everything about this shows that Nate was a better coach than Quinn Snyder. We're not playing young players just like we have it in the past. We should have been playing Kobe Buffkin. AJ Griffin can't get a minute on the court. Like, we're in the same position. Nothing has changed, and we're not competitive. We're just really trying to not be the sewer of the East.
Sell the team. Just sell it. Sell the team. Start over. Keep Trey or don't keep Trey. Whatever you want to do. Y'all need to sell the team. You need to send I'm sorry card to Travis Schlenk. You need to send I'm sorry card to
I want you to be very clear. You know 100% that there is a text chat between Nate McMillan and Travis Schlenk, and they like, oh, they traded us. They got rid of us for this. You know it. We didn't all work to the job and then went somewhere else. And then all them coworkers that you only cool with after y'all, nobody works there anymore. We laugh at the old company. And that's what Travis Schlenk and that's what Dave McMillan is probably on the beach right now. No shirt on, or some Hawaiian shirt, drinking pina coladas with his son, Jamel, talking about, hey, they got rid of us for this.
Adrian Griffin. Because Adrian Griffin done got fired by the Bucks, and they done been worse. And they talk about, Doc Rivers talking about they going to Cabo. He was like, man, half our team in Cabo. Bro, you are the coach. It is your job to keep their mind from wandering to Cabo.
Coach and consultant, remember. You've been
three.
It's not like you
boy said, I'm going to give you all the raw information. Yeah, and then Giannis. I got to bring up the quote because I think it has something to do with excuses. I think I said it on Saturday. It has something to do with we having excuses, we need to be better, all this other crap. And I say it's crap because it is crap, Giannis. You got to be quiet now. You can't keep talking, bro.
You can't be quiet now. You can't be quiet now.
Yes, you can.
Like I told you, no. Like I told you when you fired Adrian Griffin when you were in second place in the East. Once you fired him, you have become an executive for the Milwaukee Bucks. You now have to speak. It's the same thing that I say about Trey. Like when I like hold players accountable, it's not because I like or dislike you. It's because
that's what he said.
You stepped yourself into a different bounds. Once you start making personnel decisions and coaching staff decisions, you're an executive now. And with an executive, it comes responsibility. So when I hear about LeBron being upset because we don't have enough players, well, hey, buddy, you traded away Kyle Kuzma, you traded away Brandon Ingram, you traded away Lonzo Ball, and you got Anthony Davis. Good luck and Godspeed. Trae Young, you traded away John Collins, you traded away Kevin Huerter, you got rid of Nate McMillan, you got rid of Travis Schlenk. You're an executive now. You did that. You could have said, you know what? I want to stay out of this. I want to keep my hands clean. Whatever they do, I follow. No. Same thing with you, Giannis. Adrian Griffin was in second place in the East. I think y'all, what? Two and what? Since
3-7. Giannis said, this is my fourth coach in the span of 6 months. It's draining. I give you a pass on Budenholzer. I give you a pass on Budenholzer because Budenholzer was going through some personal things. So that's one. Then you had an interim coach who, at the time, the interim coach used to be the Hawks' lead assistant under Budenholzer, and he was there with McMillan until they fired McMillan. You got rid of him. You caped for Adrian Griffin. Then you got rid of him. Now you got Doc Rivers.
Under suspicious
circumstance. Suspicious.
That's the other part, yeah.
No, this is about admissible evidence at this point. We know you did it. We gotta prove you did it. This is all about evidence.
Fingerprints is there, bro. Your fingerprints is there.
So, and y'all is talking about, and Doc is talking about, it's been harder than I thought. What, Doc? and Giannis. Y'all need to go sit down to dinner and then go home and brush the bullshit out your mouth, bro. Y'all got a lot of BS coming. First off, for you to think, for Doc to say it's harder than I thought it would be tells me that you were consulting Adrian Griffin. We don't believe you. Because you thought that Adrian Griffin was doing a bad job and that this team was good. And that Adrian Griffin was the problem. Right? That's what that means when he says this is harder than I thought. That's how I read this. Right? I read this as you thought Adrian Griffin was the issue.
We believe that you have been sizing up this job for a long time, and you were the reason who kind of came in and tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, I can do this better than the current guy, and the team doesn't like the current guy.
Then, and I told you, and I'm going to bring it up every time, because as much as I like Giannis, I'm holding you accountable for allowing the team to dance on the court the night the man was fired. That was so disrespectful, and everything you doing coming right back on you, bro. So you went and got Pat Bev, that ain't made no difference. You went and got Dane, that ain't made no difference. Y'all looking like the Hawks front office, to be honest. This is looking like
you're looking like the
Giannis Young,
but you have Giannis and we have Trey. Like at the end,
Giannis
of the day,
is looking
Giannis
like tall Trey though.
Yeah. No. This okay. So this is the difference. Let me tell you this. Giannis is probably going to go down as one of the top 20 players of all time. Trey's not.
So that's going to allow you to fuck up a team? That means nothing to me. I don't care. You still look like the star of the team.
That's a bigger, like, at the end of the day, Trey is never going to break top 2.
But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You were talking about when you make those moves, you're the executive, right? That doesn't matter if you're going to be top 20 or top 30. You the team. You the one do it. And we're talking about coaches. We ain't even brought up Drew Holiday, defensive player of the year that you shipped out of there. Shipped him out. And because of Jimmy Butler. You were so mad that the Heat beat y'all, and you blamed it on him. Like, come on, to the best team in the NBA. to your rival. To the team that eliminated you. And if you didn't think he was going to get back to somewhere, you know he wasn't staying in Portland.
Healthy, boy, I'm going to tell you right now. Now, that's the thing. The Celtics are dice pro on health. But healthy, they are scary. But I just don't think that everybody makes it to the promised land healthy. But if they do, and I'm going to tell you, Bucks, I told y'all at the beginning of the season, I'm not changing now. As soon as y'all did what y'all did with Adrian Griffin, I'm done with you. I'm rooting against you.
There is a way to fix this, though. There's a way to fix this, though. Not fix it, but can help it. I've been thinking about this.
Okay. Enlighten me, big dog.
They have tradable pieces still, right? They have serviceable pieces. I don't know about their bigs other than Giannis and Brook. I know they like, what's the dude that broke the guy's face?
Bobby Portis.
They like Bobby Portis, but they don't really have, out of the shooting wise, they don't have a lot of great shooting. What do you think it would take for them to trade for Klay Thompson? He got benched. He's an expiring contract. He wants his money.
Well, I'm going to tell you the issue is Chris Middleton is nowhere to be found.
He's hurt.
It's a problem. Chris Middleton being out, realistically, you got Dame, you have Malik Beasley, and you have Chris Middleton. You have enough shooting. And you have Brook Lopez. And you're supposed to have Pat Connaughton and Jay Crowder and Bobby Portis.
Jay Crowder.
Basically, the only people who can't shoot on your team are Giannis and Patrick Beverly. And y'all got Gallo. They just got Gallo. Like, you got enough shooting. Shooting isn't the problem. Gallo is old, oh God.
38, ain't he? 39, 37,
50 in Italian.
In basketball years, they age like dogs.
35 years. He was born in 88.
35, that means 140 years old in basketball years. LeBron, 5.
Gallo is definitely older than me. I don't care. Y'all can say he was born in 88. He was born in 67. Italian job. But yeah, I'm rooting against the Bucks for the rest of the season. I hope nothing but pain and strife for those guys. They did the wrong thing in firing Adrian Griffin. I think they're gonna pay for it. Same thing I think about this San Francisco 49ers. You do is a lot of this is just organizational juju. If you do the things right by teams and players, then yeah, you probably have a better chance. But if you do wrong by players, then yeah, that's the reason our team is going to just be perpetually terrible. We just salary dump so that we don't pay people. So,
and we're not going to get into it much, but I do want to shout out to Clay for being a professional. He got benched, came out and scored 35. So you can either cry about it or you can go get your spot back. At the end of the day, that's what you can do. I don't think I don't know if he'll get his spot back.
I love Clay, man. I love Clay as a basketball player. Now, I do think that Clay can be negative. I think that he is guilty of some of the stuff that they have kind of said, and he's owned up to it. He's like, oh, yeah, I get in really bad moods. I can be negative, all of those things. But let's also be like let's contextually, you reassess you reassess Clay's contract, and Clay can immediately he can be Ray Allen. He's Ray Allen. That's who he is. I'm a sniper.
Until Steph decides to be Ray Allen. That's happening. Whether y'all believe it or not. Steph, in 3 years, he's going to be Ray Allen. He's going to be shooting that thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now, Clay, you got to retire in 3 years. You have to, everybody got to understand their hierarchy. In 3 years, Clay, you got to go home. Steph, you can be like right now, Steph is still one of the best players in the NBA. Let's be real. So yeah, Clay, you need to take these 3 years and you need to be Ray Allen. You need to stand in the corner, toes on the line. Don't put your heel down, hit the open three. And I think you can do that. You know, Kuminga has needed to step into that spot. I think that Moses Moody has needed to step into that spot. And
they got a couple other players too. They got that young boy. I don't know what he is. I don't know if he's black, white, mixed.
Podominski, whatever his name is.
He's nice.
But at the end of the day, yeah, like Clay, don't beat Carmelo Anthony. That's the only thing I can say. Or go home. Now, this is the difference between you and Carmelo. You won enough championships, you can go home. But don't stay and be Carmelo.
Yeah, I think I would say the championships wouldn't matter because he was coming back from an injury, but you won the championship after coming back from injury. So at this point, there's literally nothing for you to prove. Like nothing. There's nothing for you to prove except for pride. And I think
pride coming for a fall.
Yeah. I think you need to go ahead and trade him. But episode 139, appreciate y'all for tuning in through all the restarts and the black screens. They blacked us out. They blacked us, put us green screen, whatever. But this will be out. This will be out on Thursday. We appreciate y'all. Reggie's recaps may come back Thursday. We'll see. I don't know if we're doing Saturday morning live. We probably will, I guess. It'll be basketball season then.
Basketball game. Yeah, let's do it.
But we'll shoot the shit. We'll be on there. We'll drink. I can tell you that. We're gonna do something. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Noah, if we didn't miss anything, take us out.
We never miss anything because this is the greatest podcast that ever exists. Shout out to my boy Reg. We are your HBCU homeboys. We could have been anywhere else. Y'all came rock with us on a Monday night. It feels so good to be back in this team. Do this. Number one. More black baseball. And with more black baseball, we also want to shout out to the Venezuelans. Please pay Ronald Clean. Pay him what he owes. We are taking all blacks and browns here.
Shout out to the South Blacks. That's what I'm talking about.
That man, his money. He paid him what he is owed. And let me be very clear. I done told y'all, and I'm going to repeat. You owe that man some money. Number two, more cowboys and cowgirls. Hey, man, rodeo season on the way. If y'all got chili cook-off tickets, holla at the kid. Number three to one. We are really here for the Historically Black College University. The one your cousin went to, your auntie went to, your neighbor went to, the one you went to, whoever it is, that person used to sit in the back of the church when your mom will be mad and y'all be back there laughing, geeking. Send some money to that Historically Black College University. The Historically Black College University in your neighborhood, boots on the ground. The ones you go to for homecoming, step shows, whatever it is, just to be around your people. Send a couple of dollars over there. Do it. Just go ahead. Or just go right to Cash App. Hey, let me send some money over to X, Y, and Z. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the one that gave me a degree, gave Reggie a degree, The Hampton University. We only ask for $18.68 on behalf of the Splashcast. The Hampton University, the blue and the white. It's an $18.68 over there. We would greatly appreciate it. Outside of that, man, thank you guys for rocking with us on another fantastic Monday Night Raw. We look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. Like Reggie told you, there will be a Splashcast 36 pack. Y'all have already heard a little bit of it. There is Stallion Kevin Durant. There's Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign. It's everything that you want to hear. I really spent a lot of time listening to the music. Hey, these are the best 36 songs that you want to hear for the next week. And I really want to sit down, hopefully in the future, with somebody who picks one song from every week and makes their own playlist with inside that. But we'll talk about that later. Outside of that, until we meet again, adios, mi amigos. God is